Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alrighty, so today I'm going to be taping 10 extra filters onto a cigarette and smoking it to smoke the healthiest cigarette in the world, which I will admit I am very excited to do. But do I think that this is going to work? Do I think that the cigarette is going to smoke really well? And do I think it's going to be really good? And do I think that I'm actually going to create the healthiest cigarette in the world in today's video? Well, I will admit I don't think this cigarette is going to smoke, and I don't think I'm going to get any smoke in my lungs, just simply because there's just going to be so much stuff in between just the flame and where the draw is coming from. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pull any smoke through into my lungs. But if I'm not able to pull any smoke through into my lungs, I will have most certainly created the healthiest cigarette in the world in today's video. Because if you get no smoke in your lungs, how's it gonna harm you? Which means that all of a sudden, it is the healthiest cigarette in the world. So I do suppose I am kind of doing a little bit of a trade-off in today's video. I'm kind of trading off the enjoyment of smoking a cigarette for health kind of thing. And it is what it is kind of thing. It's just a little bit of an experiment. I want to see how this goes. I want to see if I can actually create the healthiest cigarette in the world. But I'm really not expecting to enjoy this experience because I really don't think that the cigarettes I'm going to be using in today's video are going to smoke pretty much at all, in all honesty. And if they do smoke, I certainly don't think I'm going to be getting any of that smoke in my lungs, that is for sure. Today, I'm going to be using a Benson & Hedges Gold cigarette from Ireland in today's video, but I don't have my cigarette all set up yet with the 10 extra filters on the end of it kind of thing. I need to create that in the video live today, and so as such, I have some materials to help me out. I have some 8mm top filters with me today. I think these are 8mm at least. I also have some Scotch tape with me today, and those are the only two materials I need, although I do suppose I should probably go ahead and get my scissors out as well. I have some scissors in my backpack, so I'm going to go ahead and get my scissors out as well, as that might help me just a little bit with the tape. So now that I have those out, I'm going to go ahead and zip up my backpack real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and get my scissors all unfolded, you know what I'm saying? And now I do think without further ado, it is time for me to go ahead and get my Ziploc bag that is holding my filters, and it is now time for me to go ahead and get 2 filters out real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and start with 2. I'm going to go ahead and get some of my Scotch tape all off kind of thing. I'm just going to go ahead and just cut it just right there, just like that kind of thing, and just cut it just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with just the one filter right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and connect it up just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and take the other filter, and I'm just going to go ahead and connect it up like that. And now I'm just going to go ahead and wrap the tape all the way around, just like that kind of thing. And there we go. There are 2 filters that are now connected. It's definitely not the best connection in the world. I think once I'm all done, I might just go around the whole thing and just wrap it with some Scotch tape just to make sure the airflows are all sealed and everything like that kind of thing, just to make sure I give this cigarette the best chance I possibly can. But there we go. There's the first 2 cigarettes. The first 2 cigarettes. These are not cigarettes. There's the first 2 filters all done. Let's go ahead and get another filter all out now. Grabbed 2 filters by accident, but that's perfectly fine. And I think, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and just plan ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of tape pre-cut, just so I don't have to worry about it as I am getting the filters out and attaching them and everything like that kind of thing, just so I don't have to keep just cutting it every single time. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a couple strips, just pre-cut kind of thing. I think I'm just going to get 5 of them all done. Just pre-cutting that right now. These scissors are very handy. I'm glad I brought them with me. I almost forgot to get them out of my backpack. Glad I remembered that they were actually in my backpack, because this is a lot easier than it would be if I was trying to rip it by hand every single time. And there we go. Now that I've got 5 pieces of tape all out on the table I'm sitting on right now, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of tape right here, and I am just real quick going to go ahead and attach it to the cigarette just like that. I'm going to go ahead and put this filter just like that kind of thing, and I'm just going to go ahead and wrap that around, and I'm going to go ahead and just finish off wrapping it just like that kind of thing, just like that. And there we go. There's 3 filters, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for my 4th filter. So let's just go ahead and just attach it just like that kind of thing, and just attach it just like that. Oh, that was not perfect. There we go. Now it is. And let's just go ahead and make sure that is all attached. There we go. Just like that kind of thing, just like that. And there's 4 filters now. I'm going to go ahead and just get 5 done. So let's go ahead and do 1 more real quick. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and attach a filter just like that kind of thing. I'm going to go and wrap this just a little bit around kind of thing, just like that. And just going to go and connect it up just like that. And there we go. There's 5 filters all done, just like that kind of thing. 5 filters all done. And so now I'm just gonna let this be, and I'm gonna go ahead and create another 5 one. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and attach those 2 together. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to the end of the cigarette. I'm gonna go ahead and I need 3 more pieces of tape. So I'm gonna go and cut 3 more pieces of tape just real quick, just to make sure I get this done a little bit efficiently kind of thing. Don't want to leave y'all hanging, nor me. I am pretty excited to smoke this cigarette, I will admit. I want to see just how good or just how bad the healthiest cigarette in the world actually is, that is for sure. So let's just go ahead and just keep getting this all cut. And I have 4 now, and I should just need, oh, I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to connect those all. Okay, so I think I need 1 more piece of tape, just thinking ahead kind of thing. I think I just need the 1 more. And that one I did not cut completely. But it is what it is kind of thing. It is what it is. And let's just go ahead and get that attached to the table. And now I'm going to go ahead and get 5 more filters all out of my Ziploc bag right here, if I can. My top bag is quite broken, which is why I have it in the Ziploc bag. I definitely did not open my top filter bag the correct way. There's 4 filters, just need 1 more. And there we go. That's all the filters I need. Now, technically speaking, the cigarette I'm going to be smoking in today's video is going to have 11 cigarette filters on it, 10 extra filters, plus a filter that's already on the end of it, because the Benson & Hedges Gold cigarettes from Ireland are indeed filtered cigarettes. So yeah, it's going to have 11 filters on it. That is quite nuts if I do say so myself. Man, oh man, I'm hoping that this is able to smoke. Not sure if it's going to be able to, I will admit. Not sure if it's going to be able to. There we go though, just getting these all attached up. There's the first 2 of the new batch. And let's go ahead and do that again. Pretty easy, it's not too bad. It's just a little bit tedious kind of thing. But hey, tedious work, as long as you get it done, it ain't too bad kind of thing, it ain't too bad. I'm not really one for tedious work myself though, I will admit. But not too bad nonetheless. It's just time consuming, just takes a minute to do kind of thing. And there we go, there's 2, nope, that's 3 filters done now, so that's 3 filters. And so now I need to do number 4, and we've just got 1 more after that. There we go, there's number 4. Just like that. And let's go ahead and attach the last one. I just have 1 more filter to attach to this one, and then after that I just need to attach the 2 filter tubes together, and then after that I've just got to attach it to the cigarette, and it will be all ready to smoke. Hopefully it will actually smoke. We will have to wait and find out. And there we go, there's the 2 filter tubes all done. There we go, got both of them just like that. And now I've just got to go ahead and attach them together. That is insanely long. That is like the size of more than a 120 size cigarette already. We're gonna have to wait and find out on how this actually goes or not kind of thing. I'm kind of thinking it's not gonna go very well, that is for sure, but we're gonna have to wait and find out as said. There we go though, and I'm just gonna go ahead and attach these 2 together just like that. There we go, perfect, can't complain. And just go ahead and do that. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take my Scotch tape, and I'm actually just going to wrap this whole thing just to make sure there's no airflow issues or anything like that kind of thing. So I'm just going to do that real quick. So I'm just going to start over here and try to just wrap this whole thing. I don't think actually that's going to work very well. I don't think that concept, that was a good idea. I don't think it's actually going to work very well. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try to cover up every gap that I see. So anywhere where there's a white spot, I'm going to try to just cover that up kind of thing. Anywhere where there's a gap or anything like that, I'm just going to try to cover that up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. I just want to make sure the airflow is perfect coming off this. If I have any airflow holes at all, it's not going to be smokable kind of thing. And I really do want to give this cigarette the best chance I possibly can. So just anywhere where there is a white gap in between paper, there is a chance for there to be a hole. And I am not taking no chances in today's video, that is for sure. So I think that's the last one right there. So let's just go ahead and cover that up just real quick kind of thing. Just like that. And I think that should be all good. I think I'm going to attach this end up to the cigarette. So now I do suppose, without further ado, it is time for me to go ahead and get one of my Benson & Hedges Gold cigarettes all out of the pack. And now it is time for me to go ahead and get it attached to this tube right here. This looks ridiculous, y'all. This looks ridiculous. And one other thing I'm gonna do to make sure I give this cigarette the best chance I possibly can is there's a line of perforation right here. I'm also gonna cover up that line of perforation just to make sure I give this cigarette the best chance of smoking. So let's just go ahead and just rip that off. Let's go ahead and just stick that on, just like that kind of thing. And I'm gonna go ahead and just stick the cigarette just like that. There we go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just start wrapping that all the way around, just like that. Perfect, perfect. And I'm just gonna go ahead and connect it up just like that. And I am now going to go ahead and attach one more piece of tape just above that piece of tape I just put on, just to go ahead and cover up that perforation as well. Even though I have my scissors on the table, I'm still ripping the tape. It be what it be kind of thing. It be what it be. And let's just go ahead and just cover that up kind of thing. Just like that. There we go. Alrighty, that perforation is now all covered up. Let's see what kind of airflow I got. Oh no! My backpack just fell off. Oh no, my backpack just fell off the table. Oh no, that's not very good now, is it? I'm just gonna put it on the table. It was like kind of lean up against the table and it literally just fell over and upside down onto the ground. I don't think I don't think anything fell out, so I think it's all good. But let's go ahead and test the airflow. That distracted me just a little bit. Well, I am getting airflow. It's very, very, very constricted. I don't know if it's from airflow from some gap in the tape or something like that kind of thing. And I'm seeing a little bit of a gap right there. I'm gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. No gaps allowed. No gaps allowed in the tape. Go fix that real quick. There we go. I'm not sure if it's from a gap in the tape. I'm not sure if it's actually from the end of the cigarette being open kind of thing. I'm not sure if it's actually coming from the cigarette. We're gonna have to wait and find out kind of thing. We're gonna have to wait and find out. But I do suppose, without further ado, there is nothing more for me to do than to just go ahead and get this cigarette right here, which is supposedly, excuse me, the healthiest cigarette in the world, all lit up. And it's time for me to go ahead and find out whether this is actually the healthiest cigarette in the world. If it smokes, it ain't. If it doesn't smoke, and I get no smoke in my lungs, it may indeed just be the healthiest cigarette in the world. I'm looking forward to finding out. I'm not sure how well this is gonna go. I don't think it's gonna go very well in all honesty, but I'm looking forward to finding out nonetheless. I do suppose before I go ahead and get it all lit up though, I should probably get my lighter out of my pocket because otherwise it ain't getting lit up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this lit up, and let's go ahead and see whether you can actually create the healthiest cigarette in the world by taping 10 extra cigarette filters to the end of a cigarette. This is 11 filters on it. That's crazy, y'all. That is nuts. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and get this all lit up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. No roughness. It literally just feels like I'm trying to inhale through a breather, through a mask. It literally feels like I'm trying to inhale through cloth, through a filter kind of thing. That's how it feels like I'm trying to inhale. I am not getting anything off of this. Nothing at all. I am feeling like I'm hearing a gap come from somewhere in the tape. I'm not sure where. I've got to figure out where it is so I can cover it up. Where is this gap? I don't think this is smokable. I mean, like, I'm hearing a little bit of a gap, but I think that's actually just my lip not wrapping around the filter correctly kind of thing. I think that's actually what that is. I don't think it's actually a gap in here. I'm not hearing any gap coming from the actual filters itself or anything like that kind of thing. I'm just hearing a gap come from right here. So I think it's just the mouthpiece not fitting in my mouth correctly. This may just be the healthiest cigarette in the world because it is not smokable at all kind of thing. This cigarette is not smokable. You don't get any smoke kind of thing. It's literally just burning itself away. That's all it's doing right now. That's all it's doing. It's burning itself away kind of thing. I'm not smoking it at all at the moment. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm not getting anything. I'm getting absolutely no roughness in my throat. The only taste I'm getting, I mean, like, I feel like maybe I'm getting, like, the lightest taste ever from this cigarette, like, just the tiniest bit of taste. But honestly, it might just be coming through the filters. It might just be the filter taste, in all honesty. I don't know. There's nothing coming through at all. Nothing at all kind of thing. Well, I do think my airflow is getting there, because I have noticed that it does burn slightly faster, just a little bit faster than if I just let it be kind of thing. So when I'm inhaling, it definitely does burn just a tiny bit faster than if I let it just go kind of thing. And the smoke definitely is drawn through, but it's just never getting to me because there's so many filters. So, and actually now that I've been kind of smoking a little bit of it kind of thing, I am able to taste a little bit of it in my mouth. But I'm not getting any smoke or anything like that. I'm really not getting anything. This is a terrible experience. This is a horrible experience. This is not enjoyable. I'm not smoking a cigarette in today's video, in all honesty. I'm just letting it burn, and I'm getting a tiny bit of the taste kind of thing. I'm not actually getting any smoke. But also, since I'm not getting any smoke, I have created the healthiest cigarette in the world, technically speaking. And so as such, I do suppose this is mission success. It might not be an enjoyable cigarette to smoke, but it is indeed the healthiest cigarette in the world. So this is mission success, y'all. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. I have indeed created the healthiest cigarette in the world. I'm not seeing any smoke leave my mouth. I'm not seeing any smoke leave my lungs. Even though I'm getting a little bit of the taste in there kind of thing, even though the draw is definitely coming through just a tiny bit kind of thing, I'm not getting any smoke in my lungs. So I'd have to say this is probably the healthiest cigarette in the world. If I had to guess, you know what I'm saying? Nothing at all. Nothing at all kind of thing. Nothing at all. I definitely do feel like I'm tasting a little bit of the cigarette. I definitely do feel like there is a little bit of a taste coming through, but it's not much. It's very much reduced. And while I do think the cigarette is definitely burning a little bit faster when I'm drawing, there's just so much stuff in between the cigarette and my mouth that nothing is coming through kind of thing. Nothing at all is coming through. So technically speaking, this cigarette is being smoked. It's not just burning on its own kind of thing, although it had almost minus well be, to be frank. But it's still smoking, and I am able to inhale it kind of thing. And it's, well, I'm not able to inhale it. I am able to draw on it, and the draw actually does work, but I'm just not able to actually inhale it. I'm not actually able to get any smoke kind of thing, to say it correctly. Yeah. Well, because of that, this is definitely the healthiest cigarette in the world. But no way in hell would I want to do this again. It's absolutely not worth trying to smoke the healthiest cigarette in the world just to stay healthy kind of thing. It's so much better to just be unhealthy and to just smoke a normal cigarette, in all honesty. So much better. I cannot wait. As soon as this cigarette is done, I'm just going to get a normal cigarette all lit up. I want one. I'm trying to, like, there's a spider kind of falling down. What is he doing? He just literally went like this kind of thing. I was just like, what is my man doing? What is my man doing? He was just kind of floating down kind of thing. What was that spider doing? I have no clue. Nothing. And this is pretty much the last chance I have to see if I can get any smoke in my lungs. Can I get any smoke in my lungs? Let's give it the final shot, y'all. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all, y'all. Yeah, no, there's definitely draw, but it ain't getting to my lungs, that's for damn sure. I think I'll just try one more time, and then after that, I'm just gonna go ahead and stub this cigarette out right there, in all honesty. This cigarette, though, does look absolutely ridiculous, that is for sure. It just looks so ridiculous. I'm just gonna go ahead and stub that on the ground. I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure there ain't no ash getting nowhere or anything like that kind of thing. Don't want to cause no forest fires in the beautiful park I'm in right now. I do need a little bit of sip of water. Just trying to draw in that hard, definitely not good for the throat. I'm like, it wasn't like it was rough kind of thing. I really don't feel like I was getting any smoke at all. And I'm like looking at the filter on the end, it is not yellowed at all. So I was definitely getting no smoke, that is for sure. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but also happy, I will admit. But just trying to draw in for that long, man, that did my throat dirty, that is for sure. I do think I want to find out, though, how deep the smoke made it, though. Because on the first filter, we can see on the inside, it's quite yellow, but on the last filter, it's completely white. So how deep did everything go kind of thing? I'm just going to go and just cut some of these open just to see kind of thing, and there we go. Okay, this one is just a little bit yellow. I think this is like number 3. Number 3 is just the tiniest bit yellow kind of thing. Let's go and cut like another 2 down, I want to say, like right here. Let's see, is there any yellow in that one? Just the tiniest bit. Just the tiniest bit on either side. Just the tiniest bit. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there is indeed some yellow on either side. Not much, but it's still there. Let's go and just cut this down just a little bit more kind of thing. I figure we're going to hit pure white in just a minute. And yep, there it is. There's the pure white. There's a little bit of yellow on this side, just the tiniest bit of yellow on this filter, but pure white on this side. So if I had to guess, that's probably about 7 filters. So I think the smoke went about 7 filters deep, and then there was just no more after that kind of thing. Just absolutely no more after that. I did, surprisingly though, I feel like I got some of the stuff in my lungs. Just not, maybe I did get some smoke in my lungs, but no visible smoke, let me just put it that way. Because I was able to taste, I feel like, a little bit of the cigarette. Maybe it was placebo, I don't know. But I do feel like I was able to taste a little bit of the cigarette, that is for sure. But not much at all, if I do say so myself. It was very, very, very much a, you really got to notice this taste kind of thing, and it could totally be just anything else kind of thing. I got nothing. This was a horrible experience kind of thing. Actually trying to smoke the healthiest cigarette in the world. Not fun at all, if I do say so myself. Not fun at all, if I do say so myself. This is definitely not something I would want to do again, but I am glad that I did it once, because now I can say that I have smoked the healthiest cigarette in the world. A cigarette which you literally cannot inhale any smoke from. That is the healthiest cigarette in the world. I've smoked it. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. And now it's time for me to go ahead and smoke a cigarette that is just a normal cigarette, definitely not the healthiest cigarette in the world, as I go ahead and do the outro. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? Well, I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video where I taped 10 extra cigarette filters onto the end of a cigarette and smoked it to smoke the healthiest cigarette in the world. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. I know I've certainly enjoyed making it. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel all in the description down below. Go check it all out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, y'all. Till the next one, stay safe and peace. Have a great one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?